What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. So what's going on in the market? Hopefully you're having a blessed day and that you're in the market and not trying to time the market, because that's impossible to do. However, today it says the Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ smoked. As Powell warns of challenging tariff impacts, and Nvidia, my once favorite stock, still my favorite stock, it's still a good stock, it plunges 7% today. The market has been taking a beating for a while now. So let's see what it says here. It says U.S. stocks tumbled on Wednesday with tariff fears returning to Wall Street in earnest as Nvidia revealed costly new curbs on chip exports to China. And Fed Chair Jerome Powell warned of the challenging impacts to come from the uncertainty around President Trump's trade policy. So this is going to impact the market probably for the remainder of this year. I remember there being an article last year stating 2025 to expect possibly a 10% return from the S&P 500. And that may be the case or may not be the case. The S&P 500 may be in the negative this year. It happens. However, I'm still going to invest. I'm still going to dollar cost average because in my opinion, the stocks are on sale and I'm hopeful, right? And if things continue to plunge and plunge and plunge and plunge and plunge, then we're all screwed. Those of us that invest and those of us that don't invest, everyone's screwed. But I don't think it's bad already, but I do believe that it's going to improve at some point. When, just have to pay attention, right? And see what happens. So the benchmark S&P 500 dropped more than 2.2%, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average shared roughly 700 points, or around 1.7%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ composite fell over 3% as the new chip provisions weighed on the tech sector. Stocks hit sessions lows on Wednesday afternoon as Powell said during a speech in Chicago that the central bank will wait for greater clarity before considering any interest rate adjustments. He said he expects Trump's tariffs to generate higher inflation and slower growth. We may find ourselves in the challenging scenario in which our dual mandate goals are in tension, Powell said. Yeah, things are just not great right now. So meanwhile, AI chip giant Nvidia also found itself caught in the crossfire of the burgeoning U.S.-China trade war. Shares fell about 7% after the company revealed that the U.S. government has imposed new restrictions on its chip exports to China. The company said the move would result in $5.5 billion in charges. Yeah, Nvidia, I don't know. Okay, in an exclusive interview with Yahoo Finance on Tuesday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said he expects to see substantial clarity on the tariff with major U.S. trading partners, excluding China, over the next 90 days. For its part, China said Wednesday it is open to U.S. talks, but only under certain conditions. Meanwhile, consumers are already responding to the tariffs. Census Bureau data Wednesday showed retail sales rose more than 1.4% in March, the biggest clip in over 2 years as consumers front-loaded purchases ahead of anticipated tariffs. In commodities, gold reached new record as the escalating trade war continues to push investors towards safe havens. Yeah, this thing is Yeah, and it says here also AMD made a similar announcement as Nvidia, saying the new provisions could cost the chip maker up to $800 million. Yeah. Wow. So let's see what the stocks did today. They probably are not good. The market just closed not long ago. My S&P 500 ETF SPLG. Okay, sometime today, computer. Sorry. Why are you so slow? Wow, it lost $1.39 today, closing out at $61.83. And for the for this ETF to lose $1.39, that's a lot, right? So that shows the market took a big hit today over the whole, the entire market. My information technology ETF took a major hit today, losing $5.32. Yeah, the tech sector got knocked today. Oh, so either way, it closed out at $151.10. Palantir took a loss today of $5.69, closing out at $92.71. Tesla took a hit today, took a hit of $12.56, closing out at $241.55. Broadcom took a hit today of $4.34, closing out at $174.61. Nvidia took its hit today, losing $7.71, which is big, closing out at $104.49. Apple took a hit today of $7.87, closing out at $194.27. Yeah, I mean, companies are being affected by these tariffs. Not because the companies are bad companies, but because of the rules and the restrictions, that are being made right now, and the uncertainty of the impacts of these tariffs. And it has people pulling their money out of the stock market. So let me see. Nvidia used to have, at some point, was like $3.4 trillion market cap, or more than that. Nvidia's market cap is now 2.55 trillion. So the company has lost almost either it has or almost $1 trillion since the start of this tariff, since the beginning of this year. Wow. Almost $1 trillion. That is crazy. And I think Apple was at 3.6 trillion. Apple's down to 2.9 trillion. So Apple's lost about, $600 to $700 billion. Ouch. Yeah, companies are taking a beating right now. Hopefully we can get this cleared up at some point. Because everyone's hurting, even the rich. Everyone. So yeah, I'm going to end this video here. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think. If you think anything at all, think, people. If you're not going to, invest your money so you can have multiple sources of income. Invest in real estate where you can make money from that real estate. Get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt. Especially now. Live below your means. Get out of that credit card debt, that student loan debt, that car loan debt, that personal loan debt. Get out of all debt so you can have 100% control over your money. So you can start telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went at the end of each month. Yeah. Oh, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. Any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only and reflects my opinion. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your money. Hopefully you guys did your taxes. I think each year that I do taxes, I learn something new. Yeah. Do your taxes. All right, you guys, take care. Peace.